Good afternoon, my name is Niko House, host of the political radio show Mikasa Sukasa, and I urge you all to join our One Follow, $1 campaign started by myself, H.A. Goodman, Tim Black, and Hard Bastard. Our campaign is to essentially empower the independent journalists that we depend on so much, that continue to bring the objective and unmitigated truth that we so desperately need. It hasn't really been a competition. Granted, you have your left-leaning journalists and your right-leaning journalists, but at least you know you're getting something authentic from your independent, you're legitimately, independent journalists. Because there's some people who claim to be independent, but we know very well that's not true, right? So, but at least you're going to get something that's authentic from either side. So I'd urge you all, one follow, $1, donate to the Patreon links below, and help support independent journalism. So, today, I wanted to talk about something that's been a little shocking to me. I learned a lot today. As most of you all know, I have been one of Our Revolution's biggest critics. And of course, I will always continue to critique it, as you should any organization. However, after watching Nina Turner, who has now been named the president of Our Revolution, I've definitely gotten a new respect, and I have a different set of expectations. And I feel like it's important to discuss this with everybody because a lot of people have a lot of questions about Our Revolution. Well, the first thing I want to mention that is that Jeff Weaver, apparently there was no issue that led Jeff to leave and for Nina to take over. Apparently, it was a mutual agreement that the board had decided, and Nina said they wanted to quote unquote take Our Revolution to a new level. Now, my biggest critique about Our Revolution was the same critique that I've had so far. One of the critiques I've had so far about the Justice Democrats is that they only seem to be endorsing Democrats. And that's a problem because there are not only Democrats out there. However, Nina Turner, in an exclusive interview with Tim Black, talked about the fact that she doesn't care if you are progressive, or excuse me, not progressive, excuse me. If she doesn't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, or Libertarian, if you represent the 99%, if you're for Medicare for all, for reducing income inequality and inequity, if you are for social justice issues, things like that, then you have her blessing and her permission to go and receive an endorsement from or apply to receive an endorsement from Our Revolution. Now, the way these endorsements work are not like traditional, not like the Justice Democrats where they handpick people, where they say that people in the community prefer them, but this is not the case. What happens with Our Revolution, the way it's set up, is that they have a lot of affiliates. They have affiliates in 49 states, and the only one that they are not affiliated in at this moment is North Dakota. However, there are little branches of Our Revolution, or local branches of Our Revolution, and if you're a Green Party or Independent candidate, you can actually go to that local branch and apply for a endorsement from them, which is huge. And then what happens is the endorsement then goes to the national office. Now, they do have obviously a set of checks and balances, as Nina described, as in the local offices may not always agree with the national, as in maybe the local office says, no, we want to endorse this candidate instead. And then the national office is like, well, no, we're going to override you because we think that this candidate is progressive and they need to have our endorsement. And that's massive because that's the total opposite of what we thought Our Revolution was supposed to be. And it's the opposite of what we thought that, that our revolution was going to be going forward. And I was taken aback in a lot of ways. So although it was only endorsing Democratic candidates under Jeff Weaver also had not made this clear, not from the interviews that I've seen, that Our Revolution would be openly endorsing any candidate, which is like I said, that's massive, that's huge. So a lot of people wonder, well, what does Our Revolution do? Well, outside of the endorsement, they also help to propagate those who represent progressive values, income inequality. And for those of you who keep asking, an anti-war movement is foundationalized in the context of Our Revolution's platform. So they talk about we're in the middle of some 14 countries in the Middle East, and we need to pretty much we need to get out and we need to spend our money elsewhere. Obviously, they're for Medicare for all and things like that. So, you know, Nina talks, she gets a little emotional, and she talks about the fact that she is getting attacked from every side because she said that I'm going to allow the endorsement of any candidate who represents these values. And it shouldn't matter what corner you're in. It should matter that we're all on the same team. And you know how Nina Turner is. Her motto is tough on the policies and tough on the issues, but soft on people. Which of course, as you all know, I'm the same way a lot of the time. So I think almost everybody should be like that. But this wasn't something that, you know, obviously that a lot of people were expecting. But Nina Turner has once again showed us that her transition, because she used to be somewhat of an establishment politician a few years ago, but she's developed, she's grown, she's gotten out of the party politics, and she's transitioned into being a voice of reason for both Democrats, Green Party members, Republicans, and anything in between. So much respect for her on that. I definitely encourage you all to, you know, keep pushing back. Always ask, you know, always ask questions. We do need to, I am curious about the funding, and I'm going to do some more research on that myself personally, but we need to always keep doing this. And, you know, but like I said, on the issues, we need to start talking, we need to focus on the policies like Nina says. Tough on the issues, soft on people. And I think that Nina Turner is an amazing step up. And I think that what's amazing about this, so here's the deal, and this is not something that Justice Democrats is doing, which is weird, because Our Revolution is choosing people, or is allowing people to apply. And with Justice Democrats, it's a different thing, and they have to be Democrat. So why, if people are under this impression that for whatever reason that Our Revolution is sheep herding, which it may have been, but we'll see how it goes forward. But it feels like there's only one of the two that are sheep herding. And it seems like if they really wanted to run based off of, you know, the progressive values that Bernie Sanders introduced in his presidential election run, why not just put your efforts with Our Revolution? Why don't you just join together? And it seems like that there are some different goals in mind for the Justice Democrats. Because like I've told you, they're running progressives against progressives by, I don't know if it's by accident or if it's by purpose. They seem to be running Democrats in cities that that Obama or Hillary Clinton or John Kerry won definitively. And they're not really checking who they're running against. And so, whereas Our Revolution is, we need to put focus, like we need local candidates, we need school board candidates endorsed, we need Democrats, Republican, Green Party, and otherwise. So it's interesting. I think it's something that most people kind of have, you know, I might have even overlooked it just in my animus towards the Sanders campaign because of the election. So I'm glad they got Nina Turner, and I'm glad that she's going to go forward and do what we need, which is, you know, progress. We need to progress. So with that being said, please donate to our One Follow $1 campaign. The links will be in the bio. And always remember, find your balance. Peace.